episode 84, but we got a special episode this time. We got Batman and Dylan Dog. Is this going to make a good movie? Let's find out right now. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I am your host, Frank Zanca. I'm an award-winning screenwriter, novelist, and comic book writer, where we talk about, or rant about, movies, television shows, comic books, and occasionally some board games. But this time, normally I do 3 issues per segment, but this time we're only going to do 1. And I'm going to tell you why. Because there's 3 books in here. There's literally 60 pages of this, and I gotta say that the only reason I really picked it up, I'm also a Batman fan, of course, but I also picked it up because it was $5 for, it's like three books in here for $5. You give anything a shot for that. I mean, it's $5 is a normal $20, 20-page book, you know, so you're getting 2 books for free in there, since the price, increased so much. But yeah, so let's jump into that. Before we do, remember to like and subscribe. I am trying to build the channel out, so give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you can. It does help me with the algorithms to increase the size of the channel. And if you're looking for anything that I've written, of course, I am on Amazon. Just type my name in, Frank Zanca, and you'll see all the books and graphic novels that I've written. Plus, at this time also, we have late pledge for Lords of L.A., my vampire mob set in 1950s Hollywood. The description below has the link if you want to help out with that. I just launched it. It's probably still at 0 for all I know. But I haven't checked it in a little bit. But yeah, I launched it a week ago or so. But we were successfully crowdfunded on Kickstarter, so I only have a few pages left, and we're ready to go. So, all right, so let's jump into Batman Dylan Dog, this huge book. So the Dylan Dog, I don't know much about the character. I know that he's like an investigator. He's like a supernatural investigator. Brandon Routh played the character in a low-budget movie that nobody saw. So Dylan Dog has been in film before. So this is not the first time. And then basically have Superman playing him, so it's pretty interesting. So the artwork is okay. It's by story and script is by Roberto Recchiani and Gigi and Werther. So I don't know how all that fits in together. That's the art. There's 2 people on art. I assume that's pencil and ink. Now the artwork is very loose in here, and you know how I feel about loose art. Let's see. I wanted to see who created Dylan Dog, created by Tiziano Sclavi. So I assume that, as I saw, a lot of the pages were all over the place in like Spanish sites and things to that effect. So I assume that it's a Spanish person created it. I don't know, but I guess we'll find out. So we start out with this page here. And this is the prologue, and we're in an abandoned amusement park, and you know what that means. So the Joker's hanging out there. This poor guy, he has to deliver a note to the Joker. You know what happens there. He's like, here's your note. Oh, thank you, Blam. Here's your tip. Oh, it's got plenty of lead to the head. So we find out that he has like a captured woman, but the person that sent him the note, he knows, and obviously it's going to be connected to Dylan Dog, and it's some kind of a doctor that I guess they harken back to the Batman from the 80s, where the parts of his face, the nerves have been severed and that kind of thing, and it's the guy. He had him in his chair, and he said, "Oh, you're going to be great, blah, blah, blah." And that's basically this page. The doctor is talking him up, saying, "You're going to be awesome. Don't think yourself as a freak, etc." So he has, a connection to this doctor. So he says, "I want you to meet me in England." So that's where he goes. And he's like, okay, I'm packing up and I'm out of here, walking over the dead body as I leave. Woo! So meanwhile, Batman drives up just a little bit late. I'm on time, aren't I? I know I am. No, okay, he's gone. But at least he saves the girl, so he finds her in the thing, and he gives her a big ol' hug. I saved you. That was very nice of him. So meanwhile, we go back to this doctor, and he's in Inverness, and we see that he's got 3 bodies strapped to a table. And he's about to inject them with this kind of a serum. And Dylan Dog says, if you're going to kill me, can I just have a few minutes to play one last song on my clarinet? And he's like, yeah, sure. And if you think that looks like Groucho Marx, because it is Groucho Marx. Groucho Marx is literally his assistant. What? What? You didn't have any, because he literally calls him Groucho. So it's like, not only does he look like him, he doesn't really act like him. He doesn't go, he doesn't do any of that kind of thing. But I kind of wish he did. He doesn't act like Groucho Marx, but he looks like him, and he's called him. So he's playing this Devil Doing Down to Georgia song, and so the guy let him out enough to play the. I don't understand. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. But if the girl there, she doesn't really look familiar. She didn't look familiar to me originally, but that is Selina Kyle. That is Catwoman. Apparently, she's having an affair with Dylan Dog at this point in time, because she's like that. She hops from man to man. So anyway, he says that because you let me open the case of my clarinet, it's actually a bomb, and he starts blowing everything up, and they escape as everything's blowing up, and they get out, and there's all these zombies around, because I guess the thing that he created, the concoction, is like a zombie creator. And he's like, we'll meet again, Dylan Dog. And he's like, yeah, but only in the sequel. And that's the end of the prequel, or the prologue. So now, we're in now. That's what it says right on top of the page, now. So Batman is running around, and he gets this guy, and he says, where is he? Where is he? And he, he's batarangs him and the whole bit. And so Batman's like, I am coming for you. He's like, no, but I can't tell you because it'll kill me. And he's like, well, I'll do far worse than that if you don't tell me. And he's like, I'm just telling you, he's nowhere where you are. Well, where's that? Well, it's in England, of course. So apparently Joker brought Killer Croc with him. And here's how you can definitely tell that it's Selina. So she's got Dylan Dog carrying all of her packages around. And, the Joker is on his way, or is there now, and he's having lunch with the doctor. Meanwhile, Bruce lands in a Wayne Enterprises jet, and they go knock on the door of Dylan Dog with Groucho Marx having a cigar. Why not? Of course. And Selina's upstairs in bed with him. So there's that. And Alfred shows up and says, I'm here for Master Bruce, on behalf of Master Bruce. And he's like, yeah, I have no idea who any of that people are. I guess the guy told him the name of Dylan Dog, and that's how he ended up when he questioned the guy. And Selina's like, toodles, see you later. And he's like, bye, Bruce. He's like, whatever, man. I assume that the marriage here it's a different world. So he's like, I wanted to talk to you about the Joker, blah, blah, blah. And he offers him money, and he turns it down, which, Groucho is not too happy about, because he's like, you haven't paid me in a month, you turning down money? He's like, I don't know, there's kind of something funky about the guy, so I'm not going to take his money, but I'm going to go, look around for the doctor. And there's Catwoman now. She's, looking out and following him. And now we're almost halfway done with the book already. And where's the picture? Oh, we haven't gotten there yet. To where Bruce is staying. I thought that was pretty interesting. But anyway, they go down into the sewer. And there they meet Killer Croc. That's not a happy thing to do. Hi, Killer Croc. Oh, boy, you're big. Ah! And they literally start to run like out of a cartoon. Oh my God, run, run! Killer Croc looks really big there. I don't think Killer Croc is really that big. But anyway, Catwoman shows up. And he's like, hi, I'm a friend. The normal line. Who are you? I'm a friend. Yeah, it's original. So anyway, Catwoman fights Killer Croc, running around, kicking him in the head. And he's like, I'm in love. She's amazing. But then all of the zombies come out. Ba, ba, ba. And Dylan takes out his gun, and Batman's like, no guns. Because he hasn't realized they're actual zombies. So Batman is like, I am here to save the day, baby. And he's like, oh, you hit me in the hand. He's like, no, I hit you in the gun. No guns. Because these people, they're still alive in there, and blah, blah, blah. And so Batman does his thing. But I forgot where it was. But Batman also realizes that they're actually dead. But anyway, she's still fighting Killer Croc. And here comes more zombies. And Batman says, yeah, you're right. They are dead. Go ahead and kill them. And he picks up the gun and shoots away. They're like, ha, 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 ha. So I guess it's a combination Joker zombie thing. And yeah. So he shoots away and he's like, Groucho, where are you? Groucho! Meanwhile, Catwoman is losing her fight, and Batman jumps in and says, I will save you, baby! Wha-bam! I don't care how big Killer Croc is. I'll sweep the leg! I will sweep the leg, and I'll hit you, and I will hit you! And then Batman's like, oh, man, I'll deal with you later, because I got shit I gotta do. So, yeah, they're taking Catwoman and stuff like that, and Dylan Dog looks for Groucho, and he's like, Groucho, where are you? Where are you? Echo, 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 echo. Yeah. So they didn't find them, and they're gone, which means that the doctor's got them, and he meets with the police chief, and the police chief is like, why are you always in trouble, man? Why? And he's like, are you talking about vampires and ghosts and stuff like that again? Because I'm not hearing any of it. I don't want to hear it. I don't believe anything you say. Meanwhile, in the underground Harbor lab there, we have Killer Croc and everybody else, and now we have them tied up. Same bat time, same bat channel. And he's about to give them the serum, and he's like, can you give it to her first? But anyway, Catwoman gets out and slams Joker in the head, and we have all this stuff going on. And she's like, Groucho's like, can you get me out too? I think I missed a page somewhere because there's something I wanted to talk about, but I don't see it. Anyway, he's in New Scotland Yard, and he calls up Commissioner Gordon. He's like, how do I contact the Bat? And he goes, well, you got to put a spotlight on the roof with the Bat symbol. And he says, that sounds like a lot of work. Oh, here's the page. I was like, okay. So he rented out Highclere Castle, and he put a Bat cave underneath. And if you're not familiar with what Highclere Castle is, it is where they shot Downton Abbey. So Downton Abbey is Highclere Castle. The last time I was in England, I've only been to England once, but the last time I was in England, I went to see it, and it's pretty amazing. If I have a picture, I'll put it up. But yeah, so he rented out Downton Abbey, and he somehow put a Bat cave underneath with computers and stuff like that. I don't understand how he got the computers in there and all that stuff, but whatever. I guess we're paying enough money to Highclere Castle. Because obviously you can rent it because they rented it for the show. But anyway, so I guess the commissioner there or the police chief figured it out because he did a very weird-looking bat symbol. And Alfred's like, you better look out the window. You're not going to believe this. But they show up, and he's like, it doesn't even look like a bat. It looks like a penguin or something like that. I forgot what he said, but something like that. And he's like, I'm here. And they're like, oh, my God, you do exist. Of course, Dylan has seen him, but the police chief hasn't. And he's like, I work alone, the normal thing. And he's like, yeah, well, whatever. And he's like, I don't work with amateurs. And then he disappears, as he always does, and Dylan's like, whatever, man. I guess I'll find them on my own. He's going to get pizza, he says. I'm going to go get pizza. And Batman shows him, and he's like, this is how you save your friends? You go get pizza? And he's like, I guess I knew you were going to come, or whatever he says. So they argue a bit, and then Catwoman just, like, falls out of the damn sky. And I guess he did jab her or something, I don't know. But I assume so, because she's looking pretty nasty. And he's like, well, I'll go get my car. And he's like, no, we'll take mine. Yeah, yours is better. So he puts her inside the Batmobile. I guess they're all fitting in the Batmobile. I don't know how. I think thought the Batmobile was only like a two-seater. But apparently he stuck her in the back. There's like no trunk to that thing. It's all engine. So they take off. I guess to the hospital or whatever, and that's the end of it. Wow, I got that done in 15 minutes. My God, that's awesome. I went through 60 pages. And, yeah, it's not going to be worth anything because literally I have all the ink from the cover on my... Well, I mean, it was $5. So the ink job was probably crap, but I have a lot of it on my fingers. So apparently there's going to be fingerprints all over that book. But anyway... yeah, I like it. Of course, having them connected, it's all very convenient that both of their villains are connected. But beyond that, it's interesting. Groucho Marx at a Batman movie, that would be weird. That would be very weird. You'd have to change. You could not have Groucho Marx in a Batman movie. But you know what this would be? This could be a really good... like mini-series, like on television, like HBO Max, or Max as they call it now, owns DC. I don't know if you knew that or not, but they own DC. That's why all the DC movies appear on Max, because Warner Brothers owns DC. So yeah, they could do like a little, like a 3-part or 4-part mini-series with this. I think that could be pretty good. Even if it was 2 parts, I think there's a lot here for 2 parts, a lot of action and stuff like that for 2 parts, but maybe 3, because I assume that the next book is going to be just as big, and I assume there's only going to be 2, because that would be 120 pages. That's already a graphic novel. So anyway, that's it for me. Yeah, I like it, and I think it would be good. You have Catwoman in there and all that stuff too, and Alfred is alive. That's why it's a different universe. Alfred's not alive in the regular universe. So anyway, that's it. So appreciate you guys hanging out and talking about Dylan's dog. Remember to give me a like, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, a middle finger, whatever. And if you're not subscribed already, why the hell not? It's free. Ring the little bell. And on top of that, if you can give anything to the Lords of L.A., campaign. It's on Fund My Comic. The link below the link is in the description below. How's that? All right, and also Mark Spears, who does the covers for Spawn and Power Rangers, Vampirella. He did a Spider-Man cover. He's got a very unique kind of painted look. He has a full classic monsters collection, and we're making a collectible card game out of that. It's a deck builder area control, so actually you get to play. So it's actually a game. And you're playing as one of the monsters, and you're taking over locations, which is why it's area control. But anyway, so we've been play testing that, and we're going to launch that within this couple of months. I just ordered my samples for the reviewers, so I'm hoping we're on our way and be able to do something about that shortly. Anyway, check out some other videos as well if you haven't heard enough of my ranting. And they'll appear here at the end of the video. And I will talk to you guys on the next episode. All right, bye-bye.